Hello, my name is Justin Grooms, and I am the owner of a company called Chariot Consulting. I'm also a licensed insurance professional and a professional in human resources. Now, how did I get all these titles into this industry that we call insurance and consulting? It's a long story. So I grew up in a small town in Kentucky, was raised by a single parent who just told me, hey, you need to go to college, you get a good education so you can get a job. Whatever that job was, it was what it was. I just needed to be able to take care of a family and support myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a four-sport athlete. I thought maybe I'll go to school and be a physical therapist, or maybe I'll be an athletic trainer. I had really no idea. I did know that there was a guy in my community who owned an Allstate agency, and he seemed to be doing pretty well. I didn't know how he got into insurance. I had no idea what I needed to do to own an Allstate agency. So I kind of just put that to the back of my mind, and I went to college, and I had a biology class, with a guy who was a OSHA major. And I said, does that mean you study ocean animals? And he said, no, OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health. He told me that they guaranteed him a job, making at least $55,000 a year out of school. And I said, it sounds good to me. So where do I sign up? Again, my mindset was just about how do I make money. So fast forward, I got a degree, went to do an internship at General Electric, which is a manufacturing facility. Great company, great organization. I learned a lot, but I also learned that I didn't want to go to one place and do the same thing every day. I wanted to be out, meeting people, being active, learning about new industries. But again, I still didn't really know how to do that. So to delay the process a little bit, I decided I'd apply for grad school. I got into grad. I had an adjunct professor who taught us on Wednesday nights a class called Risk Control. And essentially that was a consulting kind of role that he had. He worked for a company, and that's what he did. He did every day. And then he came to school and taught us on Wednesday nights about what he did for a career. And that really excited me. He would meet with the CEO of a company one day and talk about risk. The next day, he might be meeting with the operations manager. The next day, he might be meeting with the secretary. He may meet with a construction company. He may meet with a grocery store. And all this kind of spoke to me and what I wanted to do with my life and my career. So I started to seek opportunities in that industry. That industry was insurance. It's always been around, but I didn't see anyone who looked like me in that industry. Remember I said there was a guy in my community who owned an Allstate agency. Well, guess what? He didn't look like me. So I think that's the reason we didn't have a conversation. I didn't say, hey, how did you get into this industry? Because there was a barrier there, because we didn't look alike. We didn't share a lot of things in common. So when I got in the insurance industry, I saw that there just was not a lot of people who looked like me, but there was opportunity there. And there's still opportunity in the industry, even more so today than ever, for minorities, for women. It's just an untapped opportunity that we need to all take a closer look at. And I think, for instance, Tim Gaspar, who owns a insurance agency in Woodland Hills, doing very well. Agency I actually worked for a few years. We've developed a relationship, and he's actively looking to get the word out about insurance and what it means to get into the industry. Now, most of us think about insurance, we think about the guy who walks around in the Frumpy Suit, knocking on doors, asking your grandmother if she's got life insurance. And that is a side of it, Frumpy Suit or not, that is a side of it. But there's so many other opportunities in this industry that are untapped by minorities. And some of those are like operations. Some of those are underwriting. You can become a licensed insurance agent right out of high school. There's just a lot of things that we could do that don't necessarily require us to have a college degree. If you're on the fence about, do I want to go to college, or what do I want to study when I get to college? Maybe just take a look at insurance and say, in the meantime, I can become a professional without that degree. I can become a professional in something. I can learn about that industry. And the great thing about insurance, commercial insurance, we call commercial insurance, is business insurance. The great thing about it is that while you're working and earning, you get to learn about different industries. So maybe you say, hey, I'm meeting with this guy or girl who owns XYZ company. I didn't even know that product or that service existed. Now I'm interested in that, while still being licensed as an insurance person, or still working in the insurance industry. Or maybe you're like me and you say, hey, I really like working one-on-one with these businesses. And yes, I have an insurance background, and that's my way to get into the door. But once I start working with these companies, can I consult with them on an ongoing basis? Can I add an additional service like HR? And it afforded me the opportunity to start my own business and work for myself and cut my own checks and buy a BMW that I never thought I would have. And so there's all these things that we don't necessarily think about, and that if we just take one step forward, the industry will show itself to us and give us some opportunity. I invite you to take a strong look at insurance, give it some thought, talk to some people who are in the industry, and ask questions and see if it's something that you'd be interested in. Maybe you can get your feet wet in certain areas, and then find out if maybe you want to stay there, maybe you want to move up the ranks, or maybe you want to move on to some other company or some other industry. But again, I invite you to take that next step and take a look at it. Take a strong look at it, because you can earn a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you want to do something you're passionate about. You want to do something you're excited about. But you also want to earn a living. You want to earn a nice wage. You want to be able to take care of your family, provide for your family, and do something you're proud of. And I think this is one of those industries that you will be proud of. Take care. Hopefully you'll reach out to me. I'll be seeing some of you down the road. Maybe we'll do work together. So this is Justin Grooms signing off.